Hey, Lisa.
Her name's not Lisa.
I know, but if every time I say, hey, Lisa, she'll think that I dated a girl who looked just like her. She'll develop this unconscious need to win my approval, and from then on, it's cake.
Damn. Why would you want to be a pharmaceutical rep?
That pays over 100 grand a year, that's why.
Hello, ladies. Hello, gorgeous. Oh, wait. Yep, there's another one.
If the patient asks, you're an intern.
Hi.
I'm Dr. Knight.
And who are you?
Jamie Randall, intern.
Well, let's have a look.
You're a drunk rabbit! You let me take my shirt on you!
Wait. Okay, I apologize. Let me take you out for a cup of coffee.
Strong eye contact, implied intimacy. You're good.
So what does this mean?
Actually, this is me being nice.
You have beautiful eyes.
That's it? That's the best you got? This isn't about connection for you. This isn't even about sex for you. This is about finding an hour or two of relief from the pain of being you. And that's fine with me because all I want's the exact same thing.
Show me how you do that trick. Why don't you have a boyfriend?
Let's just keep it simple.
I can do that.
Hello?
I like hearing the sound of your voice.
You like hearing the sound of her voice? Were you abducted by aliens?
I hear we're coming out with a new sex drug, Viagra. I want it. This is a revolution.
I've already sold 2,000 prescriptions this month alone.
It's hard to believe, isn't it? It's hard to believe.
You would be swelling the try!
Back again for another salty popcorn review. This week, I guess we're talking about 2010's Love and Other Drugs, which was directed by Edward Zurich, featuring Anna Hathaway, Jake Gyllenhaal, and my personal favorite, Gabriel Manchi, and Josh Chad. So the movie kind of bases around Jake Gyllenhaal's character, Jamie, who is a pharmaceutical rep and somewhat of a party guy and a very charismatic, we'll say, individual. And he essentially falls in love with Anna Hathaway's character, who through circumstance they start dating, and we find out that she's got early onset Parkinson's. And essentially the movie kind of takes us through their journey of their evolution of their relationship, the push to pull, and also why certain dynamics work and some don't. And ultimately this flick was not bad, so I enjoyed it some. How about yourself?
I really liked it. I really liked the movie.
Okay.
I think the way that she didn't want to get connected because of her sickness, and then he really fell in love with her. I mean, it was very interesting, but I think he fell in love with her because she wasn't like clingy, or she was acting the way that she was treating other girls. So maybe that was like interesting to him. So how come someone can treat him the same way that he treats other women?
Exactly.
So,
Yeah, so ultimately, because what I kind of alluded to earlier is that because he was very charismatic and he was classically good looking, very, very good looking guy, that he was able to essentially get away in life with women for a lot of things. But however, Anne Hathaway, or Maggie, she saw right through him, kind of thing, and didn't let him have his way. But again, due to their circumstance, they kind of once started things casually, and then we kind of see him fall in love with her before she falls in love with him, kind of thing. So it was quite interesting. There's actually a scene close at the end where he essentially unfolds his love and says, I have not met anyone who ever thought I was enough, but until I met you, and then you essentially made me feel enough, and I want to be there to help you. So I think that this movie kind of talks about a few layers. There are 3 different storylines that kind of talk about what's going on, which is Jake's career, what's going on with his brother, who is also wildly successful but has his own life kind of falling apart, and then the third part, which is the main part, which is Maggie and Jamie's relationship. Now, to me, the big thing for me, this movie kind of talks about, love and other drugs. Oh, one of the drugs that get mentioned in this movie is Viagra. So if you know the little blue pill, point. If you don't know it, go see your medical health doctor if you're having performance issues. We'll put it that way. As a man, we'll give you that additional hint. And the movie essentially goes to talk about what it means to have someone love you in your weakest state, and how much you're going to let someone give up in order to love you, kind of thing. So which is a hard predicament to ever be in, right? Because what are you as an individual willing to give up for someone that you love? Are you willing to travel across the moon, travel across countries, give up your career, give up a certain way of living, kind of thing, just for the sake of happiness? And what, is it true love? Is that a measurement of true love? And things like that. So I thought this movie is deep. And like you said, it talks about different layers. It's a romance comedy kind of movie. So I enjoyed it. What about you, Saliya?
I think that was a very, very, very deep movie, because I think that type of love, I wouldn't say like it doesn't exist, but maybe it's like maybe 10%, because like that was actually like true love, like unconditional love, that you are not selfish anymore. So you're all about like giving. So I think he really loved her, that even like she was sick. So even like for me, one of the best thing that I really like, when like he met another man, that other man told him like, oh, you have to run, because my wife was the same at the beginning. Everything is beautiful, but when she can't even like go to the bathroom, she can't even like put on her own clothes and everything. So I really like the fact that although like he told him, he still didn't give up on her. He was, I mean, that like made him into thinking that how it would be like. So he was a little bit scared that maybe, like it doesn't work out the way that he was thinking of, but still he didn't give up on her. So for me, that was a kind of like a true love. But I think at the end of the day, nowadays in the modern world, that type of love doesn't really exist. I mean, it's, if you find someone who is really so into it, I mean, I think that's, you're blessed, but I don't think anyone is gonna give up on them. People are getting selfish every day, and they all think about themselves. Oh, you want to be with me, you have to move with my schedule. You want to do, you have to do this. You have to, I haven't think that
so sacrifice is not a thing, right? That's what you're saying.
It's like, it's not like old days that people really, because people have been hurt in love and have been manipulated and have been cheated on. So people, they are not willing to like give it all, because they're scared that, that doesn't work out, and they've like given up for that person, and then at the end,
it's true. It's because sometimes they're saying, you got to treat this. I'm a princess. I have to be treated like a princess. I'm not going to give up this. Or society says, girls don't cry. Big girls don't cry, and things like that. So that society, almost in a sense, almost trains us to have high expectations of what someone should bring to the table, kind of thing, because you are, quote unquote, their shit, right? But as you say this, that life somewhat hardens up people, but I also realize that life also can soften up people, because it softens up their expectations or the standards. Because as you can see, as once people have gone through enough stuff, they realize, what, I should not really expect my wife to be a model, a model done up and everything, and she's gonna be looking a certain way all the time and never moody and things like that. But life has a way to educate people, and the realism of people are people. You should have some sort of flexibility in your standards. But however, you're right that some people don't don't give up their standards quite easily, right? Which is fine. But when you do find someone who's willing to sacrifice, who's willing to compromise, who's willing to, you know, help out as much as they can, and to some extent, you gotta, like, you know, hold on to those people with both hands, right? So
Yeah.
So absolutely. And then in regards to this movie was actually based on a book called The Hard Sell: The Evolution of a Viagra Salesman by Jamie Reddy, sorry. And, you know, I find that a lot of this book, I've not yet had a chance to read it, but I'm a little inclined to read it. It stays somewhat true to the book from what I've read. And I think, to be quite honest, it's something where, you know, it doesn't matter if you're guy, girl, gay, straight, or anywhere along the spectrum. This book has a way of tugging at people's heartstrings and letting them feel like the possibility of being loved is out there, right? So, and I think ultimately, you know, what is our viewers, if there's a book out there that you've felt really connected to, definitely leave a comment below to let us know what books are out there that you felt connected to individuals. If you put Harry Potter, it's okay. I guess we can, you know, get down with those expello patronus kind of people. Expecto patronus. Oh, don't slay me. But yeah, so I think overall this movie it's a good watch. It's an interesting watch. I watched it many years ago, and I don't remember leaving the movie being like, oh my god, I need to watch it again. But it is, for the kind of kinky freaks out there, there's a lot of sexy scenes in there, right? So if you don't want to watch it for, you know, the growth of a relationship, maybe watch it for inspiration as to where you can get your freak on, you know. So but yeah, Saliya, what did you think overall of this movie? How would you rate it?
I would say 6.
A 6. Okay, yes, I would say a 5 in my case, so an average of 5.5. IMDb put it at a 6.7. Rotten Tomatoes put it at a 49%. So it's still, you know, it's on the cusp, it's on the level, it's on the edge. So
It's kind of a little bit chick flick.
It's a little bit of a chick flick, but, you know, because it has a womaniser in it, so it gives something for the lads a little bit, and talks about, you know, Viagra and boners and all that stuff. So it's not only for the women, I guess. But I can see your point, you know, because it's all about romance and open up yourself to love. But yeah. Anything else that you want to disclose? What's your overall feel?
It's nice. I mean, it's nice to watch it once at least.
Yeah, I think it's watch once, but you won't be drawn to watch it again anytime soon. There's no like hidden meaning, hidden agendas. But this is pretty early in the careers of Anne Hathaway and Jake Gyllenhaal, so the acting in it is still pretty stellar, actually, to be quite honest. And they didn't get any nominations on this movie, but there are definitely scenes in this movie that you can tell like these guys actually tried. So overall, good. All right, I guess that's it for this week's episode, and then I will pick something for next week's episode. Maybe something with Jake, maybe something with Anne, maybe something with Gabriel Manchi. I don't know. We shall see. But or Josh Chad. Maybe I'll pick Frozen. Who knows? But yeah, so that's it. And definitely everyone like, subscribe, and share.
And leave your comment and your opinion. And tell us what you think about the movie. If you're gonna like it, if you like it.
If you didn't like it, why didn't you like it?
Do you believe in true love?
Oh my God, there's love out there. Yeah, that's all good.
Okay.
All right, well, that's it. And see you all next week.
Bye.
Deuces.